Hello everybody, I'm here at the airport and I'm here with my airplane, and I wanted to talk today about what is the cheapest way to get into flying after you have your license. So one of the biggest problems is, yeah, getting your license costs around $15,000. I've done another video about that. At least where I live in California, that's how much it cost me, or a little over 14,000. But the point is, once you get your private license, the problem is a lot of people don't use it enough because it's so expensive to go rent an airplane and fly it and pay for gas and all that stuff. Yeah, you don't have to pay for maintenance or anything like that as if you owned an airplane, but still, it's really, really expensive, and it's hard to keep yourself in the air and keep motivated when it's just that expensive. It's just undoable. And that's the problem I was having. I went like 5 months without flying. No, not that long. I'll say about 2.5 to 3 months without flying because I just couldn't afford it. It's just too expensive. And one of the cheapest ways you can get into flying, and I'm a very special lucky case. I was able to get in very cheap on this airplane, and I'll explain that to you. One of the easiest ways to get into flying is a partial ownership. What's very common, this plane is a partial ownership. There's a Cub in that hangar over there that's a partial ownership. What's very common in aviation, for common folk, not rich people like us, is to buy shares of an airplane. Go in halvesies, or go in with 3 of your friends, or go in with 6 other people. It doesn't really matter. For example, on this airplane, I have 6 other owners that I share with. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's actually a very good way to get in on flying because everybody does it differently. Some people say, okay, here's your buy-in, you have to pay this amount a month to like keep up maintenance, or some people just do this amount of buy-in, then whenever we have a problem we'll split up the cost, or everybody does it differently. However, I'm going to explain how we did it on this airplane. So this airplane is an Aranca Champ 7EC. It's been in some of my other videos and I've talked about it, but it was made in the 40s, and this is a relatively cheap airplane. This airplane is not in the greatest shape. I mean, there's dings and there's repairs in the fabric and all that sort of stuff all over it. So I was told that if we were to buy this airplane, I believe we have it insured for not more than 30 grand. So it's a very cheap airplane, but it's an airplane, and when you're a fresh private pilot, the only thing that matters is hours. It doesn't matter if you're flying this thing at 70 miles an hour or if you're flying this thing at 160 knots. It doesn't really matter. It's just you need hours, you need experience, whether it's going to be a career for you or if you just want to do it for fun, you need the practice. When I heard that a spot on this airplane opened up, I was chomping at the bit to get it, and I'm very lucky that I was able to get in on it. And how we have it set up is you pay for your own fuel, of course, and basically you rent the airplane. It's basically like a donation into the group account for the plane. So instead of we have a $2,000 repair, we got to go to all of our members and ask for $500, rather than doing that, because that could put a lot of strain on people last minute like that, especially me because I'm a young kid. But how we do it is you pay, you rent the airplane for very cheap, and so that way when the plane has something that needs to be fixed, or annual maintenance comes up or something like that, they can just take the money out of the savings account and we don't have to ask people for money. So it's a really good system, and it works really well. But like I said, I was so lucky to buy in on this type of airplane. I mean, you can buy in on almost anything. The T6 is a partial ownership. I don't even want to guess how much it costs, but I mean, you could be buying into like a Cessna 180 and spend 50 grand, or you can buy into a Super Cub and spend 30 grand on a buy-in. It just depends. But there are, you could even go on Craigslist, and I've seen Craigslist postings of, hey, we're looking for an additional owner on this Cessna or on this Cherokee or what have you. So it's really great because you can split the cost of the airplane. First of all, you can split the cost of the maintenance every year, because that is definitely not cheap. And, you could split the cost of nearly everything except for gas. So it's one of the best ways. The only other options you have is buying an airplane outright by yourself, or renting. And renting is, renting has its ups and downs because, you don't have to worry about the maintenance. You don't have to fix it if it breaks. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to pay for a hangar. Also, I'm really lucky because this hangar is out at the museum, and this airplane is part of the museum, so it's actually I actually get to hang it for free. But like I said, so you know, renting has its ups and downs because you don't have to pay for repairs or anything like that, but you do got to pay high hourly. I mean, you know, I was paying $100 an hour out here to rent an airplane plus gas, so it'd probably be about $140 an hour, which is pretty normal for around here. And but you know, 140 bucks an hour, it's like when you want to go fly and, you know, go out to lunch somewhere and come back and get that experience, it's like that's 2 hours of flying. That's, you know, like $300. You don't really have that many choices. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just because why not? And if you have any other questions, comments, or hopefully not concerns, leave them in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.